Hey everybody, OkRPGuy here. We are going into part 2 of week 2. This will be the last part of this week due to time constraints. When we last left off, we were discussing how many basically fuel cells, the Zodiac has. We were able to find that the standard would be 3 for any ship, and in doing that, a single jump between hexes will only burn half of a fuel cell for a drive to ship, as far as I'm concerned. And if it's not the rule in the book, I don't give a shit. I'm the space master. Excuse me. Um, yeah, that was great. So you basically have 6 hexes worth of jumps if your fuel cells are all entirely full.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? Whoa,
What?
my computer made a noise. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, it's freaking out because of the charge cord. I'm just gonna unhook that. Okay. Anyway,
Right.
so what's the plan? How are you gonna track down and catch Deckard?
Well, I'm assuming he doesn't have a ship that's as fast as mine. It's probably big and bulky to carry all his shit that he's allegedly carrying. Um, so I want to go, and I also knew from that police report that he got tracked to 202. So I'm gonna go ahead and head on into sector 202.
So you're gonna make the jump to 202.
Yeah, first base jump.
Okay. Give me your navigation check. Not a problem.
10 to win.
And what kind of check do you want to use to stay awake? You know, justify it to me however you'd like.
Uh, we could just make it a piloting check just say like how good of a pilot I am.
Okay. What's the piloting skill based off of? Oh, that's not a requirement for this. So you're going to use your piloting. Are you going to use your intelligence, your con, is it going to be mental stability that's going to keep you alert and awake, or is it going to be your physical fortitude?
At first the first time you do it, it's probably more. Uh, actually, I think it's all. I think no. If,
Hard one, isn't it?
you know, I'm just trying to figure out. Think to myself whenever I try to stay up all night. I think that's mind over matter for me, but that's only one night.
Well, you're only dealing with one in addition to that, basically, at this point. Because if you can make it through one night, the hard part's always the time period between like 2 in the morning and 8 in the morning. And then you've got everyone else to help you stay awake throughout that next chunk, plus your body kind of reboots. So you're gonna choose mind over matter here, and why don't we just make the official rule? At this point, you will make a piloting check using intelligence for the first 3 days, and then for the second 3 days, if you were to jump 2 hexes, at that point, your mental stability would be in question. So then it will come down to physical fortitude. So if you were jumping twice 2 hexes, then it would be one pilot with int and one pilot with con.
Okay.
That seem fair?
Yeah.
Okay, then give me a piloting check with your intelligence bonus.
All right. 2d6 plus 1. Failed.
Okay, we did just start a new section, and you do still have your heroic intervention. So you could either use your reroll, or you could just take 12. Otherwise, we go to the navigational problem chart.
Um, I am going to go ahead and use my reroll
Okay.
because I don't want to get stuck in somebody's star butt this early in my trip. So, rerolling 7.
Well, 7 is the base save, and you only made a short jump, so you do make it. Good thing you didn't have any extenuating circumstances that would push that difficulty up.
Yeah, like trying to sleep.
And you will arrive in Sector 202 3 days later. Burn your rations. Or make note of your rations. And you make it into 202 a little bit exhausted. What do you do?
It's been what was it 3 days after? So
Yep, 3 days worth of rations. And 3 days on the calendar. Oh, and you asked me on the break what the current start date is. It is currently 8/5/3200. So you had 25 days before your first payment.
now it's 8/8.
It is now 8/8/3200.
Okay. Uh, well, I'm pretty tired. Um, I'm gonna put my scanners on a passive scan to make sure no one surprises me.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to get a little bit of rest.
Do you have computers as a skill?
No.
Okay. Give me a skill check at -1. Actually, give me a skill check at 0 because I'm going to let you use intelligence for it.
9.
Okay. So, while you take a quick rest in your lazy boy piloting chair, you will not be surprised. How long do you want to sleep?
Uh, I'll do 8 hours.
Okay.
Standard 8 hours.
Do you set an alarm or anything like that, or are you just going to wake up when you wake up, or?
Yeah, I tell Space Siri on my compad to set an alarm, set a timer for 8 hours, and set my compad down. I guess leave it floating in the cockpit.
Okay.
And then after I wake up, I want to try to I want to do a more active scan looking for did they on the bounty, did they release the signature? Like, did these explosives give off any kind of signature or something that would pop up on a scanner?
You didn't look thoroughly into that, so that you're not sure of. I'm going to make a roll on your behalf for a luck save for whether or not your sensors go off during that time period. Wow, you got lucky. Um, at about 7 hours into your sleeping period, your comms and stuff will begin to erupt in noise. Ship detected, ship detected, alert, ship detected.
What? I'm gonna quickly pull my hat off from over my eyes and try to figure out what the fuck's going on.
You'll notice on your display in front of you, you have a vessel approaching. You would assume that it's, let's say 10 minutes away from you.
Okay.
And what do you do?
Um, Not knowing what kind of ship this is that's coming up on me, and knowing I don't have the skills to probably figure out how to specifically get a solid scan on this guy beforehand, I'm going to go into some stealthy piloting
Okay.
maneuvers.
There are rules on that. Stealth mode. So, give me a piloting check.
Seven.
It's just barely enough. You will make it to where you can see the vessel off in the distance. Do you have perception?
Yes.
Give me your perception check so I can tell you more other than what you would see initially.
Nah.
Okay. Um, you kind of squint a little bit as you zoom in on the space out in front of you, and you will see a large square-faced vessel, probably about 100 or so feet long. I guess technically this game is based in meters, but anyway, um, and the front of it appears to be a blue big rig type space shuttle hauling a large cargo bay behind it.
How big is my ship, or small is my ship compared to that ship?
Your ship is probably only about 30 or 40 feet long, where this thing is, it should be about 100 meters long. It's got a huge cargo bay behind it as well as a standard um, freighter size ship on the front.
Okay.
So think if your ship was like a, you know, the way I scale it in my head is a fighter is like a motorcycle size.
Hmm.
A patrol boat is more about the size of a standard car. The freighter, I think the next class up is freighter. But anyway, a standard like trucking ship is more like a semi's length, and then just scale that up by like 5 or so. Motorcycle's
Okay.
about 3 feet, make it 10. So 30. Cars normally about 8 or so feet, so it's like 100. And then a semi at full length is like 300.
Okay.
So you're fairly small by comparison.
Okay. I'll just do something really probably not smart, but just gonna fire up the old ship to ship radio and just make some casual conversation with a really fake accent. Just be like, yeah, breaker, 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 breaker.
Your comms will travel across, and you'll get this, abrupt. Hey, what? Hey, uh, yeah, breaker. What seems to be your 10-4, little buddy?
Oh, this is just the old red dragon breaker, breaker. How you doing out there today, old space friend?
Um, give me a charisma check with persuade if you have it.
I do have the persuade skill.
Yeah,
4.
no. Um, Red Dragon, huh? That was gonna be my ship name. I hate the fact that my accents change. I need to go back to the other one. That was gonna be my ship's name. I can't help it. It's done now. Yeah, what? Yeah, Red Dragon. That was gonna be my ship name. You stole my ship name? I'm not gonna help you. I don't care what your problem is or what you doing, but we can't be friends. You took my ship name.
How was I supposed to know your ship name there, friend? I'm just passing on through. It
Everybody
sounded cool.
everybody knows, a man who loves the Red Dragon wants the Red Dragon name.
How was I supposed to know you loved the red dragon?
Well, shit. Thought I was the only one who even knew of this creature.
I'm a very studied individual.
Yeah, studied. You one of them smart folk?
I know some smart people.
Well, I still don't trust you, and I can't see you.
Just gonna. Oh, he doesn't trust me. Yeah, screw it. So where are you headed?
Oh, through the sector. Wait, I don't like you. Why are you still talking to me?
I'm just out here, just thought I was alone out here in this sector. Now that I know there's somebody out here, I just thought I'd make some conversation. Space travel gets a little lonely, you know?
It does get lonely. But that's why you stop in cities and such.
Yeah, cities, yeah. What say you what say we stop somewhere and grab ourselves a space beer? Maybe we could get to know each other a little better.
Boy, I do not know you. I do not want to know you. You stole my ship name. I'm not sitting down to have no beer with you.
Yeah, that's just rude, you know, where I come from, we like to get to know people over a drink or two. I know those places will get some really fine space whiskey.
Space whiskey. It's been a long time since I had a fine space whiskey. I still don't know if I can trust you. Give me one reasonable reason why I could trust you. I mean, I'm currently in the middle of a big job, and I really need to not be stopping and fraternizing with folk, especially folk I don't trust.
Big job, huh? What are you hauling?
None of your business.
You need some security?
How is one more truck driver going to help me with security?
Who said I'm driving a truck?
Well, you sound like a good old boy.
You know, just 'cause I sound like one doesn't mean I'm driving a truck. You know, I specialize in I have a very special set of skills.
Oh yeah?
There's all kind of folk out here on these space lanes. You know, I've heard stories that you know people can get robbed or worse, they can get killed.
Oh shit, you think you're going to rob me? Oh hell no. And he begins to speed up a little bit as he starts to cruise past you. You're hidden in the darkness with a sun kind of or a bright star between you and him, so you're not really reflecting that much light, so he still doesn't quite have a good view on you, but he's pretty much parallel with you at this point, and he's continuing on his way.
Okay, I want to. I'll just kind of pursue him from a distance. Try to stay as stealthy as possible.
Okay. Give me one more piloting int check, and we'll see where it goes from there.
10.
Oh yeah, you're basically able to sit right on his ass behind him, and he can't see you at all. Um, you know, having that long of a cargo hold behind you, he's gonna have to catch some pretty reflective light off the something before he's ever gonna see you. And he will travel for, a few more hours to the edge of the sector where you jumped in at. I mean, you were pretty much there, but you'd moved in a little bit off the main jump part, so you didn't get detections from anything coming into the area. And he actually will hold up there, and he will run a scan around him. Your systems will detect. Scrolling down to NPCs, give me 1 second. PC. There it is. Okay. So he will make a 2d6 plus 1. 8. Give me an opposed stealth check to try and hide your electrical signature and such.
9.
And he gets a real quick like minor blip on his screen, but he doesn't seem to pay no never mind to it.
Yeah, so I think what I would do once I realize he's trying to scan, I'm gonna kind of dip under his trailer and get as close to it as possible, so it looks like it just kind of maybe just a speck of dust flying by or something. A big speck of space dust, but I'm actually hiding under his trailer.
Okay. So yeah, you go right in between the two screws, or in the case of interstellar travel, the two rear thrusters. underneath him, and his thrusters aren't burning hot because he's coming to a stop, and he doesn't seem to say anything out to you. He cut comms just a little bit ago after he started to speed up, and you give me a perception check.
10.
Okay, you'll notice that the lights and stuff on his cargo freighter seem to be dimming and closing down for you know what could be an extended stay, what could be a short jaunt, but more importantly, he's covering up exactly where he is by turning off a lot of his lights and stuff.
I'll just kind of sit and wait for,
Oh.
I'll just sit for, I'll sit for an hour or two. Yeah, I'll sit for 2 hours and just watch.
In 2 hours, absolutely nothing happens.
Okay. I want to slowly creep and see what kind of connection that this trailer has to his ship.
Um, Give me either a perception or a vehicle spacer check.
I'll do vehicle space, just because it's the same roll, but who knows? Yeah.
Um, Basically, it's like a ball and socket type joint, like a standard trailer is nowadays, with the overhead hook in thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a regular semi
Right,
hookup.
like a regular semi hookup, except much larger. And there's probably, instead of like the 2 or 4 cables that a normal semi has connecting it to its cargo bay, it's got more like 10 major connection ports, and they're about a foot around a piece.
Oh man, I forgot to buy it. Damn. I meant to buy a fucking space suit before I left.
I wondered what you were going to do about that.
Damn. Well, shit. Oh, that's too risky. How much space is there between the ship and the trailer?
Feet.
Like, like say I wanted to fire a well-placed shot down a vent that was 2 meters across, no bigger than a womp rat.
There's only a couple feet in between it, and there seems to be the hook in point, the little ball socket, seems to have a little bit of a hydraulic stabilizer built into it. That's only, I let's say it's about 2.5 feet. 2.5 feet from the space between his cab and where the cargo starts.
Is there any way to connect my ship to his ship so I can get into his ship?
Um, Not nicely. You could,
So
pull.
not quietly.
Well, the issue becomes without a spacesuit, and there is no boarding tunnels on your vehicle, nor anywhere to put one.
Oh yeah, I guess because there's just like a bubble. I just have
Yeah,
a bubble hatch.
yeah.
Never
So
mind.
you would have to pull up next to him, open your hatch, jump out, deal with suffocation, which is always fun, get to his hatch, and get inside.
And not only suffocation, but freezing.
Well, they kind of leave that one a little bit alone
Okay.
with the general rule set.
Hmm.
He's plotting. We can tell he's plotting. Should have bought a vac suit.
Didn't even think about it. I was so excited to go to space that I forgot to buy my spacesuit. It's
I
like when
could.
you it's like when you pack up and leave for a trip so fast and then you're like, "Oh fuck, I left my toothbrush at home."
Yep.
Except you can buy a toothbrush anywhere.
I'm pretty sure with where you are in the galaxy, you can't buy a toothbrush here.
Well, whatever. Uh,
Because you
hmm.
can buy a vac suit on any tech level 4 planet.
Yeah, like the one I just left,
Yeah, exactly like the one you just left.
especially after I got paid.
So what are you gonna do? Gonna wait it out and follow him? You gonna make the risky jump?
Dude, I came here to play a game. I'm gonna back up in the firing range and I'm gonna target his hitch, see if I can't disconnect his trailer from his vehicle.
Okay. Um, let's see here. That's gonna be a combat gunnery check. I'm gonna set the difficulty relatively high because you're shooting at a very small target. And let's take a look at the weapon you are using. You have a oh goodness. You have a Reaper battery. Reaper battery deals 34 damage, it takes 4 power, and it is considered clumsy. Either through a slow discharge time or unwieldy engineering requirement, this weapon suffers a -2 to hit small fighter class hulls. So in this case, it's not that you're shooting at a small fighter class hull as much as you're trying to shoot at the small portion of a fighter craft. And are there any other modifiers that apply? Okay, so we're gonna say you need let's go with a 10. 10 on your check to shoot precisely where you're aiming for. If you're too far under that by a couple points, you could hit the cargo. If you're too far the other direction, you know, you could hit his ship. It just depends. 7.
I'm gonna use my hero roll.
You're just gonna take 12?
Yeah.
I figured you would. Um,
I just wanted to see if I could roll it just by
right,
itself.
right. Well, if you weren't an expert, you wouldn't get that option. But anyway,
But I am.
nope.
So
Fuck me.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you line it up. You shoot in the perfect shot. Will you deal me 3d4 damage?
Use the force, Luke.
7 damage.
7.
That's not bad. Your Reaper battery fires in, and what does it look like when your Reaper battery fires?
Uh, let's see here.
The
Where?
description of Reaper battery is stepped tapping of the spike drive power plant allows for the immersion of a torrent of charged particles. The particles have very little armor penetration but can fray a small ship's power grid in a strike or two. So, electrical charge particles just hit and haywired and severed some of the connectors on the back, but you describe it. Since you're taking your 12 on it, you might as well get to.
Uh, I mean, it basically looks kind of like a space version of a shotgun, a ship version of a shotgun. It kind of fires in a hexagonal hexagonal formation
Okay.
with one particle in the middle, kind of branching out onto all the corners. So it kind of spins as it does it.
Okay. Well, you fire that and you hit directly on the hydraulic, and it looks heavily damaged. A couple of the hoses and stuff detach, and a clearish liquid begins to spew into the atmosphere. Moments later, all of the cabin lights come on inside of the cargo ship, and a mass comm to everyone in the area goes, "What the fuck? Who's shooting at me?" and he
Yeah,
begins to charge up his spike drive.
I'm just gonna go on my comm. Hey there, Deckard. How you doing?
I ain't no Deckard. What are you talking about, boy?
Oh, you can't lie to me, sir. I know exactly who you are. I
You that untr
know exactly what you have.
you that untrustworthy fellow I met a little while ago?
I don't know who you're even talking about. I am a respectable bounty hunter. Been sent here to retrieve some little something that doesn't belong to you.
Oh hell no! And he will begin to charge his drive a little faster, and he will take a shot at you.
So for this space combat, since
Actually,
now it's actually space combat, do we have to do spike
initiative,
levels
yeah,
and stuff?
initiative, spike levels, and shots. Um, okay, we're gonna start with he loaded up his spike drive so he can pick which spike level he's in. Um, I have typed it into my computer. So whenever you're ready, we can both hit enter.
Okay, so the spike levels.
Okay, so the way it works is you each pick which spike level you're in, and then you each pick which spike level you're shooting into. And then if you shoot into a spike level that is not coinciding, you have a 1 in 6 chance of missing, I think is what it becomes as you shoot between phases. You have the option of spike level 1, 2, or 3, or normal space, drive 1, drive 2.
So 0, 1, or 2.
Yeah, 0, 1, or 2. And he has the option of
I don't
you
know that,
don't
do I?
know. Yeah, I was going to say, and you don't know. So he will. How about we do it? You pick the level your ship is in first, and then you'll space hyphen space the level you're shooting into.
Okay. Well, I will be in this space, shooting into this space, and go.
I chose to be in level 1, shooting into 0. You chose to be in level 2, shooting into level 1. Okay, so I need to slash R space 1d6 to see if he's still going to be able to hit you. He fires his multifocal laser at you, and it's headed right at you, and it appears to just phase through you.
Okay. And then I guess I'll shoot at him.
You taking another shot at him?
Yeah. This time it'll just be at his ship. Is there a way you can like target engines or
It's not really covered. That's another thing we're going to have to add into it. But once again, if you want to specifically, target away from his cab, I will give you, a -2 penalty to focus on his versus that. And since he's got the ability to move now, if you wanted to try and shoot the connection in between his and yours, once again it would be in this case it would be +4 to just shoot the connection between his ship and the other ship.
what do you mean? +4.
I mean +2 to shoot at his ship specifically at a system of
Oh,
some
to
kind.
hit?
Right. And then if you're
Okay.
trying to specifically shoot between his ship and the cargo, I'm going to add on an additional +2 because you're literally trying to hit a 2-foot space versus
Oh,
trying to hit
difficulty wise.
difficulty
Difficulty
wise.
wise.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So yeah, I'll just want to take a shot at his ship. So
Oh,
uh
and that's actually a slightly different system, isn't it? Because this is the D20. When shooting, it's a D20, isn't it?
so it'll be my attack bonus.
Yeah, your skill plus your modifier plus the armor class minus armor class plus combat skill plus ability modifier plus attack bonus plus 1d20 trying to beat a 20. We didn't do that right on shooting the in-between compartment area, but I'm okay with that because he had absolutely no idea you were even there.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that combat at that point.
No.
That was more of actually what we did, I
Yeah.
think.
So anyway, yeah, you'll be. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to a freighter to find out what the armor is. I think it's 4, but I'm not 100% sure.
Here we go. Fire to disable. A ship's gunner can intentionally avoid targeting the most sensitive parts of the target's ship's hull. Attacks are made normally, but any successful hits do only half damage, rounded up. If the target is reduced to 0 hit points, it is disabled with no risk of explosion.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to fire at him to basically keep him from running away.
And the armor on a. Oh no, it's not a freighter. It's a free merchant. I think it's a free merchant.
What page was all that shit on? I lost all that shit.
It's page 51. Yeah, it's a free merchant vessel. Sorry. Actually, no. In this case, it should be a freighter. As far as I'm concerned, it should be a freighter.
Oh, yeah, I think it'd be like a bulk freighter, right?
Yeah. Anyway, okay. The armor on a freighter is 10.
So I add 10 to my
10 plus combat gunnery plus base attack, which is 0, plus skill check, which would be dex, which is also 0.
so just D10 D20 plus 10.
D20 plus 10. Are you trying to specifically target? Oh, you're going to use the half damage rule to specifically target like engines.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll roll my D20 plus 10, which should hit. Oh my God. Wow. How do I can't- So
Huh.
perspective perspective wise, I can hit I can I can successfully shoot into a 2 foot gap and disconnect very crucial cables. But as soon as the shit hits the fan, I can't hit the broadside of a semi truck. So,
That's how it appears. You still have the initiative because, according to the hero rules, you always have the initiative. Do you want to shoot again? Do you want to have a little more dialogue? Or are you going to let him go and then react?
I'll see what he's doing.
He's going to holler at you. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn! And you immediately will see that his spike jump is imminent. You have
Okay,
moments to make a decision.
I want to shoot at him again.
Okay, take another shot.
Do we have to? Are we changing space, or is he in
Oh
total
no, yeah, we
fleeing
need we
mode?
need we need to do that again. He
Yeah.
can be in total fleeing mode and then still choose that. So he will choose to be in this area, shooting. Actually, he's not shooting, so he doesn't need a secondary number. Ready? He is in 0, and he's not shooting, so give me 1d6 to see if you'll hit. Basically, don't roll a 1, you'll be okay. Yeah, you're fine. I need to find the official rules on that, because I don't remember them. But I'm trading it as a 1/6% chance of evasion, which isn't bad. Anyway, make your shot now at 1d20 plus 10. 21. Okay. You targeted his engines again?
Yeah, I'm just trying to disable his ship.
Okay. Give me the damage and half it.
3d4. I forgot I can do this, can't I? Parentheses.
Yep, you can type it in as a normal function. It's one of the brilliant things that the Roll20 people have managed. His ship takes 4 damage, and I'm going to give him a quick luck save.
Wait, we did that wrong.
We did what wrong?
Well, I guess it's plus 9, but we did. What do we say? Plus 10?
Yeah.
It's his armor class. What we should have been looking at.
Well, his armor class is 10.
No, his armor is 10.
Oh,
His, ar-
you're
his
you're talking damage. Yeah, his armor is 10. His AC is 7. You're right. So
yeah,
he can absorb up to 10 damage.
yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, that shot's not going to do hardly anything to him, and he will make his jump out of your
Especially with
sector.
40 hit points. That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, he's got a beastly ship, but it's not very combat.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a lot of hard points, but when he's using it as a freighter and not as like a fighter, it's not the same. I guess the word technically would be frigate, but anyway, he's gonna make his jump, but he is going to have to make a /R 1d20 save against his luck. No. And as he jumps away, his cargo will remain behind him.
Okay. Uh, just based on where we are in the sector, there's
Right.
pretty much only one place he can go, right? I know he has to be going back to 203.
Yeah, you would assume that he's either going to 203 or he's gonna have to jump 102 and then to 203 or 102 to 0003. After watching him fight in combat, you can make those assumptions. If you would
Okay.
have tried to scan him right before he jumped, you might have had a better idea of where he was headed. But it's your
Okay.
choice. But currently, sitting in front of you is the ass end of his cargo vessel intact, and his part of the ship is entirely gone.
Okay. Do I know where that bounty came from?
You don't know. You would assume whoever he stole the explosives from probably put it out there.
Okay. So, what I'm gonna do now, since I know I have at least however much time, I have more time than he has. Uh, I'm faster than him, so I'm going to actually get on my compad. I'm gonna dial up. I'm gonna dial up Bubba at Bel Air Shipworks.
Okay. We finally gave him a name. You dial up Bubba, and here comms come on. He's like, "Hey, thought I wasn't supposed to be watching you no more."
Oh, you're not watching me, man. Don't worry about that. I got a favor to ask you. This might be worth your while.
Favors come with money, right?
Absolutely, no other way.
Well, what do you need, bud?
Hey, do you have any way of picking up some cargo for me?
We talking like small quantity, one big bushel. We talking semi loads. We talking,
You're gonna need a bigger boat. Let's just put it that way.
but so it's like a semi car, or it's like 10 semi cars.
It's just like a single trailer, but it's full
So
size trailer, and I'm pretty sure it's fully loaded.
okay, coach single car. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got myself a frigate-sized semi trailer. I'm pretty sure we could pick something up. Your face is entirely off screen.
Oh, sorry. I'm scratching my leg.
Oh, but yeah. Well, what we need to talk money before I start jumping all over the galaxy for you.
Well, you know where I am. You can track me.
Oh yeah, you currently over there in sector 202. You about 3 or 4 clicks off the nearest star. I know where you at.
Yeah, how much do you think it would cost you to get out here and pick this up for me?
Well,
Not look in the load and not tell anybody what you're doing.
oh, it's one of them kind of things. Well, let's look at brass tacks here. We got $100 a day worth of goods for me and my 2-man crew. So that's 1,200 there, 1,200 back, so that's 24. Then we got hauling charges. We'll call that just one solid 1,000 credits, and that brings us to what, 34? So don't ask, don't tell. Let's make it a solid. Oh, make it a solid 40.
40K?
40K. I come get it. I bring it back. I don't ask no questions, and I park it down at the shipyard for you. Well, wait, give me a business or persuade roll to go with trying to talk him down. Eight.
8.
Well, you already owe me for the repairs on your ship. You hurting a little bit. Oh, I'll do 38. 38. Yep. 38,000. I'll come get it. I'll bring it back. No questions asked. Park it at the yard. Would you like to scan the cargo and try and take an estimate of how
Yeah,
much is in
yeah.
it?
That's what I was, yeah. I was, yeah. So while I'm talking to him, I just want to start going through running my scanner.
Give me a science or something to the effect. Computers. Computers would work.
So I'd be at a -1.
Yep.
This car alarm going off outside my dam.
I don't hear it on my side, so you're okay.
Still got it.
If you had to guess, based on your scan, you'd put it at somewhere between 75 and 100 canisters.
Yep, that 35,000 sounds good.
38, buddy.
No, I could have sworn you said 35.
No, nope. I cut it 2K because we friends. You got a little discount. 35 put me 1,000 short just of the trip.
My mistake. My mistake.
I ain't got no moles. Oh, you ever had Mama's
I,
mole?
I,
Oh, what? Sorry. You ever had Mama's mole stew?
no, but that's maybe something I'll have to catch up on
Oh
one
yeah, you got
day. Yeah,
you
yeah,
got one, Mom.
38K sounds good,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, all right.
yeah.
I'm going through a star tunnel. I can't. I can't. I can't. I'm gonna just cut him out,
Okay. Um,
and then I'm gonna send him a
it'll.
text with my coordinates on it.
Okay, I was gonna say he was about to call you back, but you send him a text and he'll shoot you a message back, and it'll be like, "Okay, leaving in 5. Will you be there when we get there?"
Uh, Say no, but the cargo will be secure.
Okay. So what are you gonna do to secure the cargo?
Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna wait. How long? How long does it say it's gonna take him to get there?
He's gonna take 6 days to get there. His jump there should be the same time it takes the other guy to jump back.
Yeah, I'll just stay.
You're gonna stay all 6 days,
Yeah,
and you're gonna give Deckard a 3-day lead on you.
6, 6, 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and burn your 6 days waiting on retrieval, and burn your 6 days worth of rations.
Okay.
You're gonna notice you're bored as fuck. You've been sleeping a whole lot, just hanging out.
I'm gonna text. I'm gonna go ahead and send a little text to Lady Elizabeth.
Lady Elizabeth, you gonna Snapchat her up?
We're just gonna have some playful banter back and forth.
Okay. Give me a persuade check, and we'll just see how you do.
5.
She's actually a little upset that you didn't stay in bed with her, and she's kind of giving you the cold shoulder today.
I just want to send her like by the time I look at my phone, it's just gonna be like six blue bubbles on my side of the phone sent to her, waiting
Yeah.
for her to respond.
Yep. And
Hey, hey. Hey, what's up?
Uh,
What?
let's see here. We'll give it a good old-fashioned die roll. And 6 days pass, and through space pops out Bubba in his freighter, and it looks like an old beat-up thing, but it's gonna haul anything that you can put in front of it. And he pops out into space.
The CinemaCom. Bub, is that you?
Hey, yeah, buddy. It's been 6 days. So a long time. I'm just glad to see you.
Yeah, man. Tell me about it. You are a sight for sore eyes.
Oh yeah, you've been sitting out here doing jack shit, hadn't you?
I mean, if I told you what I was doing, you probably wouldn't be too happy with me.
Oh, I ain't gonna have to blacklight clean that sucker after this, am I?
No, man. No. Don't even worry about it.
Uh,
Let's just get this thing on the road.
okay, I'm gonna shoot Junior out. He gonna hook us up. We're gonna load her up. We're gonna head on back.
Sounds like a plan.
A couple seconds later, you'll see a pretty smaller sized guy eject out of the side cabin of the freighter type semi. We're just gonna call it a semi, and he'll be working on getting the hoses, and you'll get this comm between Junior and Bubba. Junior's gonna be like, "Hell, looks like 3 of these lines be torn up." Bubba gonna be like,
Yeah,
"Ah,
is that going to be a problem?
it makes the jump a little harder. Can't be having your cargo tear loose. That's probably what you did, didn't it? That's why you stuck here."
I found it like this.
Ah, well, you ain't got no much knowledge about no semis, so I'm gonna cut you a deal. 500 credits. You can use my hoses. We'll repair them up real quick. It won't take a few hours. We'll get everything going.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea.
38.5. Got it. Junior. And Junior will be like, yeah. And he'll be like, yeah, go ahead and fix them up. Load them down. We got to get out of here. A few hours pass. Junior tears off a few of the crap hoses and just chucks them into space. Junior doesn't give a damn. And they end up repairing the couplings and get the whole trailer hooked back up just so.
All right, we ready to leave?
Yeah, I'm ready to jump. I'll jump head you, and we'll park it up at the lot. I noticed that that there's Zodiac Mark II, hell of a machine. Think I cut you a hell of a deal. You better keep an eye out for Bubba. You probably gonna beat me back by quite a bit, but when we get back, we'll park it down at the good old shop in Bel Air, Storage. We got a little back barn. We'll put it in. No one be asking no questions.
All right, sounds like a great idea. And then I'll let him take off, and then I'll take off shortly after him.
Okay. So you now have a 3-day jump. I need you to give me a navigation check.
Six.
I need you to roll me 3d6. And I need to go find the table.
18. Crit sixes all the way.
Are you fucking shitting me?
You can look at it if you want.
Okay.
It's out there for the world to see.
It is out there for the world to see. Even when you fuck up, you do the right thing. An 18 on the failed navigation result is
It really is by blind luck.
drill successful and on time by blind luck. And you arrive in the outer space area, or not the outer space. Of course, you're in outer space, but you pop out in the right sector on time.
It's because I was texting and flying.
Texting and flying is very dangerous.
Yeah.
And you pop out 3 days later, and you're back in Midari airspace, basically.
Okay.
Got a little bit of travel to get you into town, but no big deal.
At this point, I'm gonna put out a little post on some back channel sites. Just kind of say something. Just found a huge trailer of stuff out in sector 202. Hope nobody's missing it.
So you're just gonna pop that up on the local Spacebook feed for Madari?
Yeah, but not the regular space book, more the criminal space book.
Okay. Give me a culture criminal roll and a. Yeah, no, that'll be fine. So you pop a message out there and you're waiting on a couple pings. Is there anything else you want to do while you wait on your pings?
I'm gonna fly on down into Madari and I guess fuel up real quick, and then go try to go find a go buy a damn I don't want a vac suit or an exosuit. Two different ones.
That's a good question. It's your money.
Man, shut up. I know that. Do do do. Let's see here. Vac suit, vac suit, vac suit, vac suit. Where are you? I can't afford vac skin, obviously. Or we're not on the right planet for vac skin.
That's tech level 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get that one yet. Scrolling up to equipment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go buy a vac suit and a set of the batteries.
The power it. Just
Yeah.
expend whatever it costs. You'll get it at base rates here.
It's what is that? Type A or type yeah. Type A
Power cells. How
15
many?
minutes. No, that's vac fresher. I think it's one type A for 24 hours.
That sounds about right. And the Type A only costs 10.
12 hours for 12 hours.
Okay, so
Okay. Vac suit, one type A per 12 hours. So I'll just go ahead and buy
the Type A battery's only 10 creds.
vac suit's what? 100 creds?
I think it was 100. Let me scroll up and double check. Vac suit is 100. Vac skin is 1,000.
Okay. Yeah, and I can't get vac skin anyway, so.
No, not here.
Okay. So I got a vac suit, and I'm gonna buy.
Okay. While you're doing this
Buy
purchasing,
six. Buy six type A's.
while you're doing this purchasing, I need you. I need to ask you a couple questions real quick. We're coming up on another hour.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to play a little longer, or do you want to kind of cut it off here? We could do a little short.
Uh, I'll play. What time is it?
It's 9:30 our time.
We can play 30 more minutes ish.
Okay, so we'll do a little half session.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're finishing up on your purchases at the local Quickie Mart, your compad will get a ba-da-da-doo, and it will state, "Someone has commented on your recent post." And that's where we're going to cut for now. And we'll come back and find out what all's going on there.
Alrighty.
Peace.